I want to get back to LSU football and talk about some of the things that we saw out on the practice field. I was just going through my Instagram reels, and the video of me saying that LSU had a significant issue covering folks, I got 171,000 views in terms of reels. That's been something that I've talked about for 2 years straight now, that I didn't feel like LSU had the talent and the ability to cover in the secondary. And I get a lot of things really wrong. I don't know that I've gotten this really wrong. I don't think LSU has covered good enough over the last 2 years. And that's got to change. You cannot win if you can't defend the pass in this era of college football. It was crazy because I watched LSU play USC and watched LSU play against South Carolina and saw some of those early season games. And then Ole Miss came to Tiger Stadium. And though LSU did win that game and did enough to get it done, I was struck by how well Ole Miss was able to cover in that game until the very end when Nussmeier went down the field and won it. And I think Ole Miss was good enough to be a playoff team last year. Now, they choked on a chicken bone against Kentucky and couldn't beat Florida. But coverage is a big, big deal. And when LSU's had great teams, they've had great DBs. That's not telling you anything you don't already know. So there's got to be an overhaul. And LSU has gone to the transfer portal ranks, and they got Mansoor Delane, and they got Jakeem Jackson, and they go to the high school ranks and get DJ Pickett, and you retain Ashton Stamps, and PJ Woodland grows up a year, and you've got Tamarcus Cooley who's come in, and you feel like you've added some talent, and now it's about putting it all together. And when I watched out at practice today, I saw some guys making some plays on the football. I watched PJ Woodland make a really nice breakup on a ball down the left sideline. I watched 2 different times DJ Pickett make plays on the ball, including against a streaking Berrien Brown. I looked at the starting secondary, and more often than not, Ashton Stamps and Mansoor Delane are out there on the boundaries. Tamarcus Cooley's out there playing at a safety spot. Deshaun Spears is a reserve, a second team as a safety, but a guy that's got a lot of talent. DJ Pickett's running with the 2s. Jakeem Jackson's running with the 2s. But it's going to be a collective effort, and they've got to find a little bit more productivity than they've had previously at that spot. And Mansoor Delane figures to be a huge part of that. Now, he's done a lot over his time at Virginia Tech. He's played some safety. He's played some nickel. He's played some boundary corner. And when they got him, I kind of looked at his role in the secondary as not immediately this is where he goes, more so of, okay, let's see what else they add, and then that'll probably dictate where he plays. And when they brought in Tamarcus Cooley, who's very likely a safety and a nickel piece for him, I think that more so moved Mansoor Delane out to corner, and that's where I think you're going to see him a good bit. We talked to Mansoor Delane today, and if you were listening 15 minutes ago when I was chatting with Glenn West, you would have heard me say, like, talking to the transfers we talked to today, talking to Jack Pyburn, talking to Bauer Sharp, talking with Mansoor Delane, talking to Berrien Brown, it sounded like veterans that had been brought over in free agency at the professional level. And for some of you, you'll be cynical about that and be like, well, that's exactly what it is. They got a huge NIL chest, and that's why they're here, and they're mercenary, and they'll be gone after 8 months. And that's fine. I'm just telling you what the interaction was like. And it was some mature guys who have been through some grinds at different levels and have different things to prove, but that said all the right things today and really feel like they're assimilating pretty well into this LSU football culture. We'll play some sound here from Mansoor Delane, who talked about being a part of this whole defensive back group and how they're trying to make each other better.
C-Ray's big on, like, everybody's going to eat, like, everybody's going to do good. So, like I said, I think we all just push each other and really just – there's a lot of competition. So it's like, at the end of the day, we compete with ourselves, but we compete with each other too, but it makes everyone better at the end of the day. So there's no spots. There's no, like, you just started one day you could be a 4, one day you could be a 1. So really just going out there being the best version of yourself every day.
That's true. Like, they're moving guys up and down rotation and depth chart in the secondary, and you've seen that. But when you go out there and you're in one-on-ones, like, there is no first, second, or third team. It's just next man up and go. And you're seeing a lot of different guys stand out. I mean, today, like, Michael Turner made some plays today. Now, Michael Turner weighs 160 pounds. Like, he's still tiny out there. But he made some plays on the football today. as did a lot of guys. And that was really encouraging for me to see. Like, I'm looking for LSU's DBs to pop a little bit in practice. I realize when we're out there that almost everything that those guys do is geared toward the offense. The red zone drills, the 7-on-7, the one-on-ones, those are geared towards the offense. In one-on-ones, covered, like, you don't have any help. You don't have a safety. You can't play any leverage towards the field. You don't have any help. You got to cover the entire field. That's hard to do. In 7-on-7, you don't have a pass rush. So you got to just go cover. And you can't force a quick throw or flush the quarterback out and cut the field in half. Like, it's tougher on defense to not have a pass rush. Like, y'all know all this kind of stuff. But that's part of what makes the offense hum in practice, and at times can be something that clouds our judgment as those who are there and kind of reporting the facts back. But still, I'd like to see the guys make some plays on the ball. And DJ Pickett made some plays on the ball today in practice. Barian Brown, as I mentioned, was going on a 9 route, on a go route, and DJ Pickett ran stride for stride with him and made a play on it. It was a fantastic effort. And we asked Mansoor Delane today what he thought about DJ Pickett. And before we played the sound, I want to kind of relay what his body language did. His eyes got kind of big, and he kind of sat up when he talked about it. And, like, you can hear it in his voice a little bit. He enjoyed, as a senior, talking about a guy who's been on a college campus for less than 3 months, and he feels like could be a star. So this is Mansoor Delane on DJ Pickett.
DJ, I don't want to put too much out there, but, he can – he's definitely – whatever that 5-star plus stuff is, that's true. So, you know what I'm saying? So he's definitely a freak of nature when it comes to size and athletic ability. And everything else is going to come down the road, but
lives up to it.
It lives up as advertised, for sure.
That's high praise from a dude that's been in college for 3 years, okay? And when I watch DJ Pickett, and look, I'm not a scout, okay? I'm not a football coach. I'm not a personnel evaluator, but you can do the obvious stuff out there, right? Like, DJ Pickett is all of 6'4". He can run, and he can jump, and he can make plays on the ball. And all of those things are massive check marks for him. And that's what Mansoor Delane is talking about right there. The one thing on the other side of the ledger here is that he is still skinny. Like, he is very thin. And LSU right now does not have a 6'4", 219-pound senior wide receiver who can out-physical him. Like, Nick Anderson is close to that kind of, but he's still not out there as much, and he's still taking some reps off. Like, I'm not saying that every team's got a guy that looks like Julio Jones or Mike Evans. Like, that's obviously, those are the freaks. Those are the potential NFL Hall of Famers that have come through the SEC. But that's something that I think could give DJ Pickett some issues with that physicality. And LSU does. Barian Brown doesn't offer that. Chris Hilton doesn't offer that. Aaron Anderson doesn't offer that. Xavier Thomas doesn't offer that. Even Kylan Billiard, who's 6'3", doesn't offer that completely. He hasn't really played. Like, LSU just doesn't have the dude who can just line up across from DJ Pickett and hit him in the face like that. And that's my concern. I don't have, and again, it's not like a big concern. I'm just showing the other side of the coin. When I talk about DJ Pickett, like, I have no concerns about his height and his range. I have no concerns about his speed. I have no concerns about his ability to play the ball. I have no concerns about his ability to put on weight and become a star. But today, right now, March 18th, his first spring on campus, I think he's thin, and I don't know how you could assess his ability to play the physicality of that position right now. Now, they're going to put weight on him. He's going to get bigger. But today, when I heard Mansoor Delane and watched him talk about DJ Pickett, you saw it. You're like, oh, like, he knows this guy's going to be a star. And that's what LSU has to get back to, and quite frankly, was always going to get back to the second Corey Raymond threw that ugly blue and orange shirt in the trash can and put on the purple and gold again. Like, once that happened, you knew that the talent level was going to rise back up. And it is. Pickett's here. We'll see what the transfers they brought in can do. Aiden Anding shows up in the summer, and then you continue to fill the pipeline. And I think that Corey Raymond will do that. And I think that LSU's defensive backs have a chance to be significantly improved this year with a talent upgrade, with Corey Raymond working with them. I'm hopeful that LSU's better on the back end than they've been the last 2 seasons. Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.